Gemini, welcome to the channel today. This reading is for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what messages come through for you for October. Gemini, I hope you're having the best day possible so far today. Oh, the Four of Cups jumped out. If it really wants to be here, it'll show up later in your reading. Let's see what we got for you for October. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is going on in your October? What do we have for Gemini for October, please? All right, bottom of the deck. Your underlying message for the reading. Gemini, you've got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is the richest king in the deck. The King of Pentacles knows how to create resources, knows how to make money, knows how to manage and lead corporations. This is, self-made energy, an entrepreneur as well, creates resources, makes enough money to be able to take care of those that he cares about. Let's see how this energy plays out for the rest of your reading. Let's see, Gemini. What's currently going on with you? What's the current energy you're sitting in? All right, definitely. More Pentacles for you. You pulled the Ace of Pentacles. This is a brand new opportunity. This is something tangible. Could be financial, could be a project, could be good health. If it's relationship related, it's something new, a new opportunity within the relationship. Let's see how this plays out and what you're going to be manifesting. Gemini, what's your challenge for October? For your challenge, you pulled the King of Wands. The King of Wands is, someone who really makes decisions based on what they're passionate about. So it could be that you're going to be struggling, or you potentially struggle in October about really following your passions and make decisions based on your passions. What's your underlying motivation, Gemini? So you're motivated by peace of mind. You're wanting some peace of mind. That's what's really driving you. You pulled the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords, like I said, this is really rest, recovery, meditation, stillness of mind, peace of mind. So that's your underlying motivation here. What's really driving you is this need for peace of mind. So let's take a look at your recent past, Gemini. In your recent past, you've developed a great deal of strength, fortitude, inner strength. You pulled the Strength card. So that's what you're coming off of recently, is having developed so much internal strength. What's on the top of your mind? What are you thinking about, Gemini? Oh, you're stressed. What are you so stressed about? Now we know why you need this peace of mind. Stillness of mind is Four of Swords, because you're thinking about all kinds of things. You're staying up at night. You're potentially having nightmares, stress, anxiety. This is the Nine of Swords. This is the card of potentially nightmares, stress, and anxiety. So we're going to take a deeper look at this a little bit later. So stressed about? What's going on here? You got this amazing, wonderful new opportunity, you know, at your doorstep. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. See if we can't get some clarification for you on that. Okay, what's coming towards you in October, Gemini? You pulled a lot of responsibility. So a lot of responsibilities coming towards you. This is the Ten of Wands. This is burden. This is responsibility. And if you take a look at this card, he's carrying all these wands, trying to get to this little house, this homestead here, because it's off in the distance. That's why it looks so little. But the problem is he's carrying all these wands directly in front of him. He can't really even see where he's going. So he's carrying this load, carrying this burden, all this responsibility, and trying to get back to where he's going. But he's not doing it in the most functional way. So we need to get a fix to this so that we can get these burdens off of you. And maybe at least when you're carrying the burden, do it so you can see where you're going. Let's see. How are you likely to handle this situation? What's your likely approach to it going to be when it comes in? You're going to be relying on faith. You pulled the Fool. The Fool is taking a leap of faith. You know, this is a brand new journey. So that's going to be your approach. You're going to be looking at this as a brand new journey, taking a leap of faith, really believing in the possibilities here in a major way. Gemini, what's your external factors? What are your external influences? So externally, there's an energy of feeling stuck, feeling trapped. But if you look at her, there's swords to her left, swords to her right, swords behind her, but nothing in front of her. She's not aware of that because she has the blindfold on. So this is not a trap. She's not really stuck. She can move forward, but she's just not aware. So that's the energy in your environment that we don't want you to get stuck in. Gemini, what's your advice from Spirit? Your advice from Spirit is to leave the turbulent waters, head to a better place, mentally or physically. This is the Six of Swords. It's about really leaving these turbulent waters here and moving on to better conditions. Yeah, especially because you've got, you know, all this going on up in your head, all this stress, all that anxiety. Spirit is saying, leave all that behind and let's move you to a better place mentally, at least mentally. So with your likely approach of taking a leap of faith, really believing in yourself, treating this as a brand new journey, a brand new adventure, what's the potential outcome? All right. Your potential outcome, Gemini, is just absolute happiness and joy. You pulled the Ten of Cups for that. This is emotionally everything that could fulfill you or bring you joy in all levels of life. That's great. Good for you, Gemini. So let's see, if you follow Spirit's advice of mentally leaving behind all of this anxiety and stress and move on to calmer waters, your potential outcome is the Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups is really a lack of interest, not being satisfied. not getting involved, disappointment. But since this is advice coming from Spirit, then your potential outcome in this case is really getting up out of this energy. So this stress, what am I seeing here? Hold on a second. Okay, I get it. Okay, so you taking Spirit's advice, getting out of the stressful energy, the stressful place in your mind with all this anxiety from these Nine of Swords, nightmares, stress. Spirit's telling you, get up out of that energy, move out of that mental place and move to a calmer place. If you listen to Spirit, you see him sitting there just being still. Even though there's an opportunity, emotional opportunity coming towards him, you know, let's look back at what your underlying, what you really wanted when we were earlier in the reading here, as far as your underlying motivation was stillness of mind, rest and recovery, peace of mind. So follow Spirit's advice and you're going to get that peace of mind. So you're going to get that stillness, that timeout, basically. This is really kind of a timeout card as well. So you know, you're going to be able to get that rest and recovery and be in timeout for a little while to have that peace of mind that is really motivating you here. So after, you know, all this burden, all this struggle, all this responsibility, your outcomes are really you're looking at absolute happiness in all aspects of your life. And also getting the rest, recovery from all this burden and all this anxiety, and getting the peace of mind that you really desire and I think need. Let's see here. Gemini, I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards for you before we wrap up your reading today and get some additional messages from Spirit for your October. Let's see. What else can we tell Gemini for October? Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What other messages can we provide them this month? Let's see. What else do we have for Gemini? What else do we have for Gemini? Let's get them something else that they can take away. All right. Gemini. You're going to be granted wisdom. You pulled the wisdom card. Yeah, with this meditation, this stillness of mind, this peace of mind, especially with meditation. With meditation comes a great deal of wisdom. And you've got potential. So there's a lot of potential headed your way. A lot of potential for absolute happiness in all aspects of your life. Okay. Gemini, those are the messages for your October. Thank you so much for joining the channel today, and we'll see you again next month.